Hi guys, and today I'll be playing Parallel Lines, where you one day wake up in a hot, empty hospital room and you wonder where you are and who you are. And you have a young man visit you in the hospital, but you don't know who exactly he is. Let's read the record. When I woke up, I was in a blank room. I wonder where I was. I feel weird, I can't remember anything. Who am I in the first place? Someone entered the hospital room. Excuse me. I see you woke up now at... Good morning. Hi, I'm Yuri Taiga? Don't look so suspicious. I'll explain later. This is the XXX hospital. It is also where you're hospitalized. You were involved in an accident and were brought here. Because of the trauma, you should not engage in very strenuous exercise. In addition to that, the after effects cause memory loss, so you can't remember anything. I am your friend. We have known each other since elementary school, so you can call us childhood friends. If you ever wake up, the doctor told me to tell you things. Well, where should I start? Childhood friend. To call them childhood friends might be an overstatement. We went to elementary and junior high school together, but after that, our paths became separate. So, we've been growing apart lately. I can't believe this is happening to you. If I had been in touch with you more, I would have... I'm really sorry. I'm not all that helpful. I wonder why I'm studying. I'm in college studying law. I got into a reasonable university with reasonable studies and a reasonable student life. The reason I stopped contacting you is because I felt sorry for you. I didn't have a face to show to you. Why is it that you, who wanted to go to school, work hard and sweat, while a random person like me slavishly consumes my college life? Sorry, I feel like I'm talking about something else, don't I? Oh, it looks like it's time for the doctor to come. Please ask your doctor for a detailed explanation. I think it's easier to understand than my explanation. I never had amnesia, so I don't know what it feels like. But I can imagine how anxious you must be. I'm always available for consultation. Please don't be too nervous. I'll try to collect some notebooks, albums, or something to record so that I can remember something. Please look forward to it. See you tomorrow. Okay, cause memory loss, so you can't remember anything. I'm your lover. We work part-time at the same place. No, this is so embarrassing to explain. Anyway, you and I have been dating for 3 years. Why is he changing the story? I've been coming to visit you every day, but you finally woke up. Thank you so much. If you ever wake up, the doctor told me to tell you some things. Where should I start? Accident? I do have a grasp of it. I don't know if it's okay for me to tell you this, to you who just woke up. You were involved in a murder. Yep, it's a mistake to call it an accident. There are 2 victims, you and your father. Your father was murdered. You have also been assaulted, and that is the cause of this hospitalization. The murder weapon and fingerprints are still on the scene, but the offender is still at large. Sorry. After all, it was not the kind of thing to tell you now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to calm down a bit. Oh, it looks like it's time for the doctor to come. Please ask your doctor for a detailed explanation. I think it's easier to understand than my explanation. Never had amnesia, so I don't know what it feels like. But I can imagine how anxious you must be. Always available consultation, so please don't be nervous. Alright, see you tomorrow. Okay, how different is it going to be this time? Wonder where I was. Okay. I am a junior in the club, so he's just changing his story. It's a college board game club. I never spoke with Senpai, but it came because it was my turn to visit Senpai. I didn't expect to wake up in my turn. If Senpai ever wakes up, the doctor told me to tell you things. Well, where should I start? Myself? About Senpai it is, as I mentioned earlier, I have not been involved with Senpai much. It's just an impression from the outside. I was impressed by the fact that they always seemed to be smiling and happy. Even within my club, I had a reputation for having fun playing with Senpai. I hear Senpai had a lot of friends in the department and got good grades. I envy Senpai. When they hear that Senpai woke up, I'm sure they will all rush to see Senpai. Senpai is so popular in the club that there is a duty rotation to visit Senpai. Oh, it looks like it's time for the doctor to come. Please ask your doctor for a detailed explanation. I think it's easier to understand than my explanation. Okay. Now, what is it this time? Feel weird. Okay. Okay, I'm your friend. So it starts with this again. Ask about the accident. Your amnesia was caused by your father's abuse. The trauma is also that. Freaking father. But that guy doesn't come here anymore. He's dead. He was murdered. The police are investigating now, but I don't care about that. To the world, he's a murderer, but to me, he's like a savior. I'm sorry. I got a little excited. I'm really sorry. At any rate, your safety is assured. Please rest assured of that. Oh, and it looks like it's time for the doctor to come. Okay, now let's talk about part-time job. You and I work part-time at the flower shop in Ramsey Station. It's located on the main street and is prosperous in its own way. You love flowers and always seem to enjoy working with them. Among the part-time members, you were the most knowledgeable about flowers. You were more junior than me, but I was always being taught. It is hard to have a good junior colleague. For example, the language of flowers of the tiger lily is brilliant. Delightful, cheerful, wise, and all of which have good meanings. I learned all this from you. Actually, it was a tiger lily I gave you when I confessed to you. Well, I didn't know the language of flowers at all. I just thought it would suit you. I guess my intuition wasn't so bad. I was wanting to bring some to visit you, but I heard that you can't have lilies. I'll bring some with me next time. And the doctor came again. Okay, and the club. This is a board game club. The senpai also need an explanation about board games. It is a game played on a board. Sorry, come to think of it, I'm not very good at explaining. Senpai was good at games that require logical thinking. Mostly, what Senpai was not good at was psychological games. Air Senpai was a pushover, especially in the endgame when the pressure was on. I never played games with Senpai because I was in a different grade and came to the club at a different time. All this is secondhand information from others. But I would like to play with Senpai someday. I'll bring some games with you next time. I'll teach Senpai the rules. Please wait for me. And the doctor is coming again. So, all I know is that you dropped out of high school and that you worked in your hometown after that. I've seen you working at a flower shop in front of the station. Okay, so a flower shop thing is true. Well, I can speak to you. I was told that the reason you dropped out was to help your family make ends meet. You're always a single parent, and on top of that, your father was barred from his job. I heard those rumors. He said you liked studying plants and wanted to study botany in college. What in the world is the value of a world that doesn't reward people like you? Sorry, I got a little excited. I'm really sorry. Now, the accident. I'm a little out of my jurisdiction on that one. Sorry for not being helpful. I just heard that Senpai was hospitalized after an accident. However, I haven't seen any news of a major traffic accident in my hometown recently. Everyone was talking about how this is no ordinary accident. Sorry, I mean that we were worried about you. I didn't mean that in a bad way. I can't help it. I'm sorry I said that in a way that made Senpai feel uneasy. I'm not a good talker, I'm sorry. Oh, and the doctor has come again. Okay, so this is a much different room. Okay, who am I? The room is dimly lit, perhaps before sunrise. There are several thick notebooks under my pillow. I've never seen these notebooks before. One of the notebooks says the first thing you should do is look at it when you wake up. On the first page of the notebook, that my name, that I have amnesia, then when I sleep, I lose my memory of the time I was awake. Oh. Besides a note that says, under extreme stress, I sometimes lose consciousness. In short, I seem to have been in a troublesome situation, but my memories only last a day. A clipped newspaper article was tucked in the same page. The article was about a murder and an assault. I recognize the victim's name. It is my name. My father was murdered and I was assaulted. The murderer is still at large. I don't feel it yet. The rest of the pages contain information on how to spend my time in the hospital, and some notes on how to keep a diary. The handwriting is different, so it must have been written by the charged doctor. Another notebook was a diary written by me in the past. It includes a brief description of the people who came to visit and what happened that day. I have no memory of it, but every handwriting seems to be mine. It's a strange feeling. There is still time before sunrise. Let's go back and read the diary until now. What's happening? Is it bad? Someone entered the hospital room. Excuse me. Hi, I'm Yuri Taiga. Don't look suspicious, I'll explain. Okay, so now he starts up with, I'm your lover. We work part-time at the same place. Okay. Who are you? Did you read the diary? I see. It is true that your condition is gradually getting better. Good. Don't be so frightened. I'll not harm you. Well, I know you're not stupid enough to believe it. How can we believe anything a man who comes forward as a child of friend, junior colleague, lover, etc., who does not exist? Once again, I would like to introduce myself. Nice to meet you. I'm Yuri Taiga. I am a person who is nobody to you. You didn't forget about me. In the first place, you just don't know me. I just know who you are one way or another. The first day I met you, I was ready to die. Reasons for this are stagnant daily life, pressure from parents, and boredom with the boring student life. To others, it would have been unimportant, but it was still enough for me. I bought a rope, and on my way home, I noticed a flower shop in front of the station. It is true that the moment I think I was going to die, my vision expanded. I was staring at the orange flowers in front of the store. I thought it was like me, with my big, toxic pattern, my gloomy, depressed look. I also thought I'd be rare but unsold item. Then you said, it's called a tiger lily. The language of flowers of the tiger lily is brilliant, delightful, cheerful, and wise, all of which have good meanings. Makes a great gift. I love tiger lilies, so I had this one specially shipped to me. Your smile was so innocent and fragile that it dazzled me. What may have been a nondescript sales pitch to you was a word of salvation to me. Since then, I have been peeking into the flower shop on my way home from college or part-time job. Your appearance as you worked was beautiful. You were full of life unlike me, who lazily consumes my daily life. You were diligent and well-behaved, and had high aspirations to study at a university someday. I cursed my laziness, thinking of college as nothing more than an extension of my moratorium. Besides your core strength, you also had a fragility about you. I learned that you are a fragile girl at heart, even when you act stout-hearted. You're like a jewel, showing various expressions, and I became more fascinated with you. Since then, it has become a daily routine for me to dream about you and me as we might have been. I imagined you and I was reminiscing, but I am not in your past. I wanted you to have the schooling you deserve right now, but I don't have that kind of money or power. I dreamed of a future where I can make love to you, but that's far from impossible. I don't deserve you. Well, yeah. The more I learned about you, the more I fell in love with you, and the more I was confronted with the differences between the world you and I lived in. Still, I was happy. I also learned many other things. Your name, your favorite food, blood type, date of birth, educational background, relationship, height, weight, contact information, clothing preferences, address. All I wanted was to watch over you from afar. And then I noticed you had a blue bruise under your sleeve. It was after the abuse from your father. Probably don't remember, but that was a lousy human being. No, he was a lousy human being, which is why he's no longer in your memory. He didn't work, he spent all day long drinking, taking advantage of the money you earned. And when he felt like it, he beat you. Couldn't forgive that man for defiling you. I wanted to get rid of that man who ruined your life. He hit you down on that day too. You just seemed to be in a worse mood than usual. I heard your screams like I'd never heard before. I could hear the dull thudding of blows to the outside of the room. I ran into the room to find a collapsed you and your father, who I let loose. After seeing that stain, I couldn't help myself anymore and stabbed him. The above is how I became a murderer. The newspaper reports of killing a man and assaulting you are wrong. I would never harm you. I wanted to save you. There was a sense of rejoicing that perhaps I could have been something for you. Well, because of your brain damage, that was also impossible. After all, I can never be anything to you. I'm just a murderer. I'm a useless person who can't even protect the one I love. But even I had a little bit of hope. Your memory impairment. I decided to just go to you until the police catch me. I imagined you and me reminiscing, so I became your childhood friend. I wanted you to have a school life that was worthy of you, so I became your junior. I wanted to be the one you and I could love each other, so I became your lover. I wanted to save you from that hell, so I just became another murderer. Thanks to your memory loss, I was able to fulfill my dream just a bit longer. Oh, please wait for the nurse call. I'm done talking. I'm never coming back here. I won't see you either. Don't be surprised. I am a murderer, of course. I carry a knife or two with me. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't know I was carrying a knife. Now I'm going to kill me in you. You don't seem to know what I'm talking about. When you are under extreme stress, you lose consciousness and fall asleep. And the next time I wake up, you forget all about it. While you sleep, I will cut out the pages of that notebook from the last 2 weeks in which I appeared. Then you will no longer be aware of my presence. What you see there is just a blank. A terrible irony, though, that the disease of yours, which I thought was abhorrent, is helping me. You are beautiful and noble white lily to me. If you forget anything about me, please be pure. I will give you all my love to protect you. Our hearts beat faster at the approaching blade. Consciousness is getting farther and farther away. Sorry, I loved you. Thank you for saving my life. Goodbye. I hear someone's voice I don't know. Oh. Okay, something new. When I woke up, there was a bright blue sky. I wonder where I was. I feel weird. I can't remember anything. Who am I in the first place? When I got up, I found several thick notebooks on the table. I had never seen these notebooks here before. One of the books said, first thing you should do is to look at it when you wake up. In the first page in the notebook, my name, that I had amnesia in the past, and my memory sometimes jumps due to its after effects, and that I should be relieved that it would be cured if left alone. It seems the reason I cannot remember anything now is because of the after effects. I thought I was being sloppy with the proper description, but probably it was just me to write this. I'm starting to remember somehow. I've only now left the city center and live in a rural area that my doctor introduced me to. I used to lose my memory every other day, but thanks to the treatment, I recovered to the point where I can lead a daily life. The move was meant to be a recuperation, but life here is not so bad. Thanks to the cheap land, comes with such a big garden. I can grow as many plants as I like. I must have liked plants before because my heart beats when I'm playing with soil. I don't remember. I was so engrossed in it that I was asleep at such a place. I'm so careless. Someone came into the yard. Sorry to bother you. The voice is the lady next door. Hi, I got too much corn. Thank you very much. What's wrong with you? You have leaves and stuff in your hair. I was sleeping in the garden. You're very careless. But it would be nice to sleep in your garden. It's like a picture book garden I am for you. Thank you very much. I am proud of my garden. I was just surprised at how beautiful the lilies blooming at the entrance were. Tiger lily, orange. Yes, that's it. The guy from the city I just met was watching it the entire time. From the city? That's unusual. I don't know. And I think the person was moved by the beauty of it that it seemed to be crying a little. City people are different, aren't they? Well, I'm very proud of my lilies. Of course it is. I guess city people are strange after all. Auntie is smiling bitterly. The wrinkles around her eyes are adorable. In response, I gave her a big smile. If you would like, I would be happy to share some tiger lily with you in return for corn. The language of flower of the tiger lily is a brilliant, delightful, cheerful, and wise, all of which have good meanings. Makes a great gift. So, I'm guessing we fell asleep again and we're here at review? Her diary. Huh. Oh, wait. Excuse me, how are you doing? Thank you, doctor, for coming a long way. I've been waiting for you. He was my doctor at the hospital. He not only treated me, but also recommended that I recuperate in the countryside and even helped me find a place to live. He's my benefactor. He comes to see me regularly for checkups. I appreciate that a lot. It was a little early in the day for a checkup. Besides, who on earth is that woman with the doctor? I'm sorry to barge in unannounced. A friend of mine insisted on speaking with you. When the teacher said this, the person next to him bowed his head. Nice to meet you. Heard a lot about you. Thank you very much for inviting me here today. I'm a detective with... You have a wonderful garden. I can't believe it was a jungle before. Thank you very much. But we're just getting started to work on it, so we'll get much better from now on. Now I let them through to my pride and joy garden for tea. Sorry for everything. The tea's very good. The garden's very nice. The tiger lilies at the entrance are especially magnificent. They're well cared for. Wow, thank you very much. Do you like flowers by any chance? I like to look at them. It's a little difficult when it comes to the types and how they grow them, though. XXX is very knowledgeable about plants. She doesn't just grow them, she also experiments with them. How That's great. Now let's see if you can teach us something about tiger lilies. Not so much. That being said, let me explain about tiger lilies. Tiger lily is a species of lily characterized by its tall orange petals and speckled pattern. It's called tiger lily because the pattern of the orange flowers resembles the pattern of a tiger. Tiger lily is called by many names in Japan because of its distinct appearance. It is also called Tengayeri, meaning the canopy lily, because the downward reverted petals resemble a canopy. It is sometimes called onigiri after the Japanese word oni and has a luxurious and powerful name overall. At the base of the leaves, the tiger lily produces a black fruit called mukago. You can also grow tiger lilies from mukago. It is disease resistant and easy to grow. The lily bulb used in cooking is also from the tiger lily and is a plant that is surprisingly relevant to our daily lives. The language of flowers of the tiger lily is brilliant, delightful, cheerful, and wise. And all good meanings, right? Correct, detective. You know flowers stuff after all. No, that's all I know. As a matter of fact, the person who I'm currently investigating talks about the tiger lily now and then. So I too memorized that part of it. Oh, they caught him. I mean, he's a saver from her father, but he's still a weirdo, in my opinion. So that person likes tiger lily. Oh, does this kind of thing also fall into confidentiality? No, it's okay. Besides, since this time we are also conducting an investigation regarding him, we will disclose some information. His name is Yuri Taiga. He's the murderer of your father and the one who stalked you. The detective's voice was chilling. I'm going to ask you a straightforward question. What do you know about him? I am very aware that you are suffering from memory loss, but I have no choice to ask you. The murder weapon, the police investigation, all of these things I have decided that he's a murderer. Above all, it was his confession that was the decisive factor. However, I'm just not convinced. I know I've only been talking to him for a few days, but I just can't believe that he killed your father. I want to know the truth. To do this, I need your help. Please help me. The detective is staring at me. I have heard stories about Yuri Taiga. He is the person who killed my father. I heard that he'd been hanging around my neighborhood before the incident, but I don't know anything about the details. As for the stalking, it appears I have a record of talking to the police. Learned about all of them from the police, teachers, and TV and newspaper reports, so I have no more information than the average person, because I have no memory of what happened before. I might have been able to help, but I can't do anything about it now. I don't remember anything. Even though my memory gets stabilized, I still don't recall anything that happened before the incident. Now, I have never met Yuri Taiga. I don't think I can help you now. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sure you do. You can't do it now. What I would like to know is your notebook record immediately after the incident while you were in the hospital. Indeed, I kept meticulous records during that period. My memory wasn't stable either. But there was not a word about him in the notebook. Were there any anomalies in your records during that time? Any changes in handwriting? Any missing records? There was indeed a page that had been cut out. Are those pages still there? There are none left. Why would you, who kept such meticulous records, need to do such a thing? Maybe there was a mention of Yuri Taiga on that page? I can no longer verify the page, because I don't remember. No, it can't be. I heard from a doctor. Seems you have always been a skeptic by nature. For those of you whose memories disappear every other day, your notebooks are sometimes a lifeline to protect you. To ensure that these records are not lost, you will have recorded them not only with a notebook, but also with a voice recorder. Not even that voice recorder left? I have never heard that voice recorder recording. But do you still have audio recordings? Yes. I was relieved to hear that. It may remind you of something you don't like. There may be nothing to gain. This work may just hurt you unnecessarily. Still, please, use the audio recording to reconstruct the blanks in the notebook. To understand him, I can't just take his word for it. I want you to save me. There's something only you can do. The detective looked at me intensely. The detective's eyes seemed to see right through me, as if he was accusing me. I have been intentionally avoiding that notebook until now. I also noticed the discomfort of the cropped pages. I was also aware that if I listened to the audio recordings, I would know what was going on there. However, I had a bad feeling about the sharpness of the cut-out pages. I should not step in. I don't know why, but I was sure of it. But the detective says I need to face it. I am... Oh. Okay, Now we're moving on to Detective's Memorandum. The case is now being strongly implicated as Yuri's. Fingerprints left on the murder weapon, circumstantial evidence, above all, there are Yuri's confession. When he saw that the woman he was obsessed with was almost killed, he lost his temper. The murder weapon is a kitchen knife from the victim's home. The fingerprints are also well preserved. According to Yuri, he had a general idea of where everything was located in the victim's house, so she was able to retrieve it quickly. Yuri had been following the woman, and the woman had been violated by the victim. Both of these facts have been corroborated by the fact that the woman consulted the police. However, the police at the time did not investigate. Citing the lack of physical damage in her former case, the fact that the report was immediately withdrawn in the latter case. Against this backdrop, the media is treating this as a case of police negligence. Well, duh. I never take stuff like this seriously. Because the structure of the case itself is unique, it is sometimes told amusingly, involving love and hate. Due in part to the dramatic after effects of the woman's memory loss, some have heralded her as the heroine of the tragedy, and some media even made Yuri a hero for saving the woman's life. He was still a stalker. At any rate, the public seems to want Yuri to be the culprit, but there was something I just couldn't accept. There was not a single piece of physical evidence, just a psychological hook. Still, I thought to myself, Yuri might not be the culprit. The fingerprints on the murder weapon, the circumstantial evidence, and the confession that makes Yuri the murderer. The most potent of these is the confession. If we could break this, surely we could turn the case around. If his confession is false, what is his motive? What is he obsessed with? The object of his emotional exposure? The person with whom he is upset? I can only think of one. Her testimony will be essential to overturn Yuri's confession. Sure, the doctor in charge of her will also be able to give me some clues. I'll ask tomorrow. Where do I go from here? Okay, her diary. I don't want to remember. Still, do I have to remember? Yes? My name is... Enter your name. Lily. My name is Lily? Yes. My name's Lily. I have to remember. Pick up my voice recorder. It is an audio recording of a meeting between Yuri and a woman. Do you want to play it? Yes. There's a sound of a door opening. Huh? Why are you here? Hey, detective, I knew you were being a dick about me, but this is a bad move, the worst move ever. Forcing a reluctant victim to meet a murderer is an abuse of power. Now take her and get the hell out of here. I asked the detective to bring me here. Yes, I'm sorry. No, why are you here? Because I have to talk to you. It's been a long time, Yuri Taiga. Huh? Or at least you. You must have never met me. No, I have met you many times. In the hospital, at my house, on the street at night, in front of the flower shop. My memory came back. I remembered everything. My conversation with you at the hospital, the fact that you were stalking me, the night it happened, everything. Oh no, but still, such foolishness. Yuri, please listen to what I'm about to say. Please stop, please. You are not the culprit in this case. I killed my father. So Yuri, please take down your false confession. Please don't give false testimony claiming to be for me. I didn't ask for that. Only I have the right to atone for this crime. If you keep quiet, you could just be the victim's daughter, but you're throwing away that chance? Yes. You're denying me the first and last dedication I'll ever be able to give to you? Yes. Are you asking me to die? Are you asking me, a murderer, for you to die? Yes. Ha. After a moment of silence, a deep breath is heard. I couldn't kill that man. Everything I've ever said is false. It was you, Lily, who killed that man. I never thought my first proper conversation with you would turn out like this. Well, it's just like me, isn't it? No, the old me couldn't even talk to you. When I think about it, my ridiculous rant wasn't a waste of time. I also feel a little relieved. After all, you are, as I thought, so much stronger and more beautiful than I am. You wouldn't even let me shoulder your pain. Since this is probably the last time I'll talk to you, I'll tell you a little bit about it. Me, I liked you. I loved you. That's why I wanted you to be happy. I wanted you to laugh. You have all your memories back, haven't you? You remember the incident? The days when your father mistreated you? People around you who didn't help you at all of it? Did you ever think about it even once? That this world where you don't get what you deserve is unimportant crap? Why don't you just happily live happily ever after without your father who beat you every day of your life? You put all your sins on your shitty stalker who terrorized you so much. Get the insurance money, go to college, yell as you always wanted to, and own a store you love. No matter what you do, the world will never change. Because no matter how hard and painful you went through, the world didn't change. Why did you come here? Why did you want to give up your happiness? Because it reminded me of when I killed that man. You said I was strong and beautiful, but that's not true. I'm a weak person. I've been in pain for a long time. I've always have been. So, that's why I've been meaning to kill him for a long, long time. This incident was not an outburst. When he hit me so hard that it made my head bleed, rather than fear for my life, I thought I might be able to claim self-defense. Even the murder weapon, a kitchen knife, was prepared ahead of time. I didn't expect to have amnesia as expected. I never once thought of him as my father. There were even people who said I should just run away, but didn't know how obsessed he was. He was chasing me no matter where I run. I knew that as long as he was around, I would never be happy. Did I want to be happy? Isn't that obvious? How can I not hate those around me who don't help me? I thought over and over again that I would just rub my sins in your face and lead a normal life. But if you're arrested, you would deprive my anger towards him, my hatred, my resolve, my feeling that I will never forgive him, no matter how much the world may deny it. Above all, I did not want you to be satisfied by forcing your idea of happiness on me. I am the one who decides my happiness, not you. That's all there is to it. Sorry, visiting hours are ending. Subsequent procedures will be handled here. Okay then, Lily. Let's go. Yes. Goodbye, Yuri Taiga. The audio on the tape is cut off here. Huh. Read it from the beginning again? Read the notes back. Is that okay? Yes. Okay, and that is the end of Parallel Lines. That was a twist. That was a whole roller coaster, honestly. The fact that she would wake up and then lose her memories again, like, that's actually insane. And she's the one that killed her. I can't believe, honestly, the fact that, Taiga, he was willing to just take the blame for her because he really liked her, even though he was a freaking stalker. They didn't have to stalk her. I feel like he just worked up the courage to talk to her, but yeah. It was, I would think that some people, that happened really, people were like, oh, well, he saved her from her abusive father. Maybe he should get less time. He was still a stalker at the end of the day, but him, if he really did do that, he would have been a hero to her, but she was the one that took it into her own hands just to get rid of her father. It seems like her father just used her as like a scapegoat to, I don't know, relieve stress of his by beating her. And realistically, she would get like claim self-defense to some degree, I think. But yeah, I think the story is sad overall. Our character, she doesn't really get the happy ending that Taiga thought that she deserved in the end. But we can always hope for the better in the future. I don't know. Yeah, I really like this game. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Bye.